Good morning, my name is Hector, and I'll be talking today about the Internet of Things. My agenda. I'll be covering a variety of things, such as what is the Internet of Things, the type of devices that make up the Internet of Things, the communication impact that the Internet of Things have in our day-to-day living, and applications that the Internet of Things in different environments, and finally, I'll finish up with a conclusion. Now, what is the Internet of Things? By definition, the Internet of Things is a system of interrelated computing devices, mechanical and digital machines, objects, animals, or people that are provided with unique identifiers or UIDs and the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human to human or human to computer interaction. In other words, it can be any computing device that can transfer data over a network without any human presence and features an IP address or internet connectivity. It consists of web-enabled smart devices that use processors, antennas, controllers, sensors, and hardware to collect, transfer, and act with the data they collect. They communicate to one another by sending each other information and can work without human intervention. Now I want to talk about the history of the Internet of Things. So let's move on now to the history of the Internet of Things. And the term the Internet of Things was coined by Kevin Ashton in 1999. He was the co-founder of the Auto ID Center and MIT at MIT and mentioned the term in a presentation he made to a company named Procter and Gamble. He first mentioned the term wanting to describe network connecting objects in the physical world to the internet. However, the idea of connected devices has been around since the 1970s. Want to move on to how can we see the Internet of Things at St. Louis University? So at SLU this year, they implemented Amazon Alexas to every dorm room in the entire campus. They seem to be pretty helpful since they have a number of features only available to the Alexas that are on campus. You could ask her different things like, for example, events going around campus, the how when the library is open, different restaurant options, and so forth. Also, St. Louis University has an app that you can install on your mobile device, which is very helpful too. With the app, you can do lots of things like, for example, check your grades, check all the restaurants that are on campus with their opening hours. And my favorite one, it connects to the washer and dryer machines, and so it can tell you when they're in use and which dates and times a lot of people use it. so it can go, so I can go do laundry when no one goes. This is an example of the Internet of Things since the washers and dryers are connected to the network and it tells you the information from your phone without being physically there. Now I want to talk about um, different types of Internet of Things that are most common nowadays. So you can have a bigger understanding of all the advantages, such as devices um, that have an impact in your day to day life. So I'll be talking about home security systems, voice assistants, autonomous vehicles, and smart home appliances. For home security, there has been several companies which have tried to get into the market by advertising that you won't need to pay to install such devices and they won't require you to pay monthly fees for like security companies like they did a few years ago. Different devices like the ADT Pulse, Vivint Smart Home, Simply Safe Home, and the Wink Lookout are the most popular devices in the market right now, and it would not surprise me why. I put pictures of all the devices in the slides. These devices form a part of the Internet of Things because they are all connected to the network and can receive and transfer information. I personally have the Wink Lookout in my house and I really like it because I can check if I leave the doors unlocked or like whenever I'm like in the whenever I have internet. Also, there is a security camera that you can set and install and they can connect to the Wink setup so you can basically monitor your entire house without being actually there. Moving on, There are notable companies that make voice assistants now, including Amazon, Google, and Apple. The Amazon Alexa is the most well known and the most helpful, in my opinion, since you can pair it with smart home appliances and security systems like the one I mentioned in the previous slide. With the Amazon Alexa, you can ask her to do something like, for example, lock the door or turn off the lights, and she will do it instantly. It shows you how far in advance the devices that make part of the Internet of Things are becoming and how helpful they are. The Google Home and Apple HomePod still don't have features like this, but they are receiving updates to gain more features to compete with Amazon Alexa. And I also put some pictures there so you can see how they look like. Continuing, I'm going to talk about autonomous vehicles. Many companies are working on developing self-driving cars, such as Tesla, Google, Audi, and Uber. This is really interesting because you see the amount of technology that goes into making these cars, from motion detectors to sensors, GPS signals, and so forth. Making self-driving vehicles is almost possible. Driverless cars have multiple levels from a level 0 to a level 5. You can probably figure out what these levels mean. A level 0 being a vehicle with no automation and complete human control, and a level 5 being a car with full automation. Right now, no company has reached a level 5. However, they are close. Many companies are at level 2, which means that the car can accelerate and brake on its own, but the driver is responsible and needs to keep his hands on the steering wheel. Some companies that have implemented this technology are Audi and Mercedes. In addition, there are companies like Tesla, Google, and Uber, which are working on reaching a level 4. Tesla has their autopilot feature, making the car drive on its own, change lanes, and stop without human input, but it is still advised for drivers to keep their hands on the steering wheel. Another type of Internet of Things device are smart home appliances, such as smart light bulbs like the Philips Hue, Nest thermostats, smart plugs, and home vacuum cleaners. These types of appliances are helpful since you can control most of your home from the palm of your hand. Even more, if you have separate devices such as the Amazon Alexa, you are able to speak and control your entire house just with it. These devices are all connected to the internet, making them part of the Internet of Things, and they make your life easier by taking care of your house more efficiently. Here's a graph of all the Internet of Things devices that have been connected since 2015. How many, and it shows also how many there will be up to 2025. It's a prediction. In 2015, we had a mere 25 billion Internet of Things devices connected, but it has skyrocketed to about 30 billion devices now in 2018, and it is expected to reach 75 billion in 2025. This shows you how advanced and more connected we are as a society and are getting, and it will keep on growing for years to come. Now, moving on, how does the Internet of Things impact communication? First of all, and one of my favorites, are cloud based applications. Google, the most well known developer of these um, cloud based applications, such as Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drive, and so forth. These applications are cloud based because everything is stored in the cloud and not in your computer itself. It shows you what the power of the Internet of Things can do by being able to access your documents from any operating system that supports browser applications. So you can basically have any type of computer or phone, and if you download Google Docs or any of these applications, you can open your document or pictures or whatever you have in there. In addition, wearable technology is another type of Internet of Things device that is making a huge impact in communication, such as the Apple Watch. They pair with your phone, or you can even get a 4G network for them to work as a phone of their own. But that's different models and stuff, but you can still do it. It shows you how advanced technology has gotten and that you can call and browse the internet from your wrist. Even control smart home applications with it, such as the security systems and um, lights and all of that sort. Finally, smartphones have become so advanced and powerful, some more than a million times more powerful than computers from 30 years ago. That sure is impressive. With the Internet of Things, you are able to control almost anything with the applications you can get in a smartphone. It has become like a computer in your pocket, and everyone has one nowadays. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the applications of the Internet of Things in, for example, medical systems, in the environment, in transportation and infrastructure. Also, in factories and manufacturing um, and the sectors. So, medicine has seen lots of technological advances for the past 2 years, but now it's in regard of the Internet of Things. Patients now are able to monitor their own heart rate and health from their own house. Also, it is now possible to transmit health data from the patient to the doctor while you're home, so you don't have to go to the hospital and wait hours to see a doctor. The Apple Watch, for example, is able to monitor your heart rate, and apps have been made so you can send health information to your doctor right from your wrist. There are also some companies working on Internet of Things devices that are able to take your blood pressure, do EKGs, scans, and so much more without the need to a doctor. And the good thing about this is it's that since it's connected to the internet, you don't have to go to the. It sends all the information direct to the doctor, and you don't have to go to the hospital or anything else. Moving on, the Internet of Things is also helping the environment in a number of different ways. We are hoping that by using the Internet of Things, like Internet of Things devices, we can conserve water, energy, and monitor things such as radiation and water quality, also reducing CO2 emissions to battle global warming. There are also some companies making devices to preserve ecosystems, being able to track and monitor the condition of bees and hive, for example. In addition, there are projects using the Internet of Things to prevent deforestation and by setting up cameras and sensors on trees to detect illegal logging and poaching. Using the Internet of Things, oops, sorry, now for transportation, using the Internet of Things for transportation is getting more and more common. For example, Uber is testing self-driving cars in places like Pittsburgh since it's proving to cause less accidents while also reducing cost. Continuing using the Internet of Things in transportation would have positive impacts more in public transportation, since you will have the option to track buses and metro routes while also seeing real time traffic information. This will reduce vehicle congestion, increase road maintenance, and optimize public transport. Moving on to infrastructure. Smart cities are becoming more and more common as technology keeps advancing. Smart cities are made to be energy efficient, to have great waste management, built with lots of sensors and video cameras for security, and are supposed to run on renewable energy to combat climate change. Using the Internet of Things for more smart cities creates cities that are more sustainable and safe. It will include smart parking, intelligent transportation systems, smart lighting, smart road systems, and structural health to basically overview the entire city's health. The information would be available in the Internet of Things in Internet of Things devices such as your smartphone. Some applications can already give you traffic information such as Maps and Google Maps, but more Internet of Things devices will give you more detail about traffic itself. In addition, Internet of Things systems can be used to monitor information such as water and air pollution data, lake and river pollution, plant and crop growth indicator, and even earthquake, flooding, and weather forecasting. Moving on, I want to finally talk about how manufacturing benefits from the Internet of Things. Manufacturing benefits from the Internet of Things because it reduces cost, improves the operational equipment and availability, increases operation speed, and improves the quality of products and improves safety. This can be achieved since the Internet of Things can do manual labor automatically, so factory workers can instead use the machines and Internet of Things devices than doing hard and dangerous work that might put their life in danger. Finally, I like to end this with the future of the Internet of Things and how and what is expected to happen with the Internet of Things. According to Bain and Company, the Internet of Things revenue of hardware and software will reach around $450 billion by 2020. Also, by 2025, it will have a revenue of $11.1 trillion. They believe that the number of connected Internet of Things devices will increase 12% annually to reach 125 billion in 2030. Also, Gartner assesses that 20.8 billion connected things will be used by 2020, which with a total Internet of Things devices reaching the revenue reaching to $3.7 in 2018 right now. As as the price of sensors and communication continue to drop, it becomes cheaper to add more devices to the Internet of Things. Our living and working environment will be filled with smart products in the upcoming years. Also, we will start to see more artificial intelligence technology, more security through encryption, and a 15 trillion GDP growth by 2020. In conclusion, today I talked about what makes the Internet of Things so important, and I gave some examples of popular Internet of Things devices that are seen in most households nowadays. Also, I explained how the Internet of Things can be applied to things like manufacturing jobs, the environment, infrastructure, and so forth. Thank you for your attention.